I know that eventually a lot of you are going to get tired of hearing about white Christian nationalists and the dangerous cohort of dum-dums that have elevated themselves or been elevated by the MAGA mob since Donald Trump's arrival on the scene in politics. Joel Webbon, we're going to talk about today. I talked about him many times before. We are in perilous times in the United States, where up is down and black is white and right is wrong, and cruelty is now a Christian virtue. People who proclaim to speak for the Christ, Jesus, son of the man they believe to be the Son of God, a man who ostensibly, if you believe the Bible and read the red letters of the New Testament, the words that were purportedly spoken by Jesus, had a message of peace, of love, of kindness, of charity, of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. And they have perverted this message. I mean, the perversion started decades and decades ago when the gospel went from I am the way, the truth, and the life, that no man cometh unto the Father but by me, that was the gospel message, that if you too can be saved by the redemption story and the blood of Christ, and it perverted to God has a plan for your life. That's not what the gospel is. It was perverted into you can be rich too, the prosperity message of prosperity preachers. And now it is immigrants and brown people are bad and scary and woke and CRT and all the other nonsense that has been fueled by the Republican culture wars on the right. Joel Webbon has leaned way, way into this message. And in this first clip, I have 3 here. And the other 2 just kind of proved this is who he is. Because he says along the way that this has nothing to do with race. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. He contends this constantly. But in this clip, this is a Trump ally saying that when they moved to Texas, he needed to find a new doctor. And his wife presented him with 2 choices, or if his wife were to present him with 2 choices, a white man and a black man, he'd choose the white guy every time, but only because of the fact that he's not racist, I guess. Watch this Trump ally speaking his truth.
When we moved to Texas, I needed to get a new cardiologist. And so my wife, she does a lot of this for me because before we had kids, she was an RN. And she knows a lot more than I do. I let her read those books. She read some medical books. Yeah. And so she's doing the research and looking at these things. And she shows me 2 doctors, both with this, within the same practice, same company, hospital. And saying, do you like one over the other? And one was a young white dude and one was a young black dude. And I said, I prefer the young white dude. And this is why. The reason why is not because I'm white, but because we currently live in a historical moment in the West, and particularly in these United States, where I know that both of these guys could be perfectly qualified. But I also know that if there's a chance that one of them was not qualified and was given a free pass, it'd be the black guy. I know that young white guy, there's no way he got a free pass.
There's no way the white guy was treated special at all, says the guy who's treating the white guy special. Says the guy who's holding the black man, the trained doctor, the cardiologist, to a different standard. This is racism, naked, disgusting racism that by all accounts, this man's deity would despise. He's treating 2 creations of God differently. This is racism. This is white Christian nationalism. Now, he says, it's not because I'm white. It's not because I'm white. You may remember, I'm going to play a clip I played a couple of months ago or so now. I remember sitting in the little pocket park in Glasgow, Scotland, while I was there with my best friend in the ICU, doing a couple videos. And I talked about this particular clip where Joel Webbon whines and complains about what am I gonna tell my kids about my neighbors who aren't Christians, my brown neighbors who wear Hindu garb. This non-racist complains like a racist. Watch this.
Like, I walk around my neighborhood, and it's not that there are different shades of, white and brown. Who cares? No, like full, straight up Hindu garb at our neighborhood swimming pool that my daughter is asking. I'm trying to explain. She's like, what, like, and I don't even know what country I'm in my own neighborhood. I don't know where I am. It's, the number of, when we go on a family walk, the number of Pakistani, Hindu, all these different, not just ethnicities, but religions with visible religious outfits on. And, the same thing like when we go to Costco, I'm like, where am I? And so like it's rare. Like we'll go on a family walk and every now and then we'll pass by, a white family that's a man and a woman and has more than one kid. And every time I see it, I'm like, I don't want to be this way. But I feel like this like small sense of relief. Like, I see you. I'm glad you're one of my neighbors. Because at the end of the day, again, it's not about whiteness. But at the end of the day, if things get rough, I don't know if my Hindu neighbor is going to fight to save the lives of my children.
What am I going to tell my kids? I'm such a poor communicator and a terrible father that I have no idea how to explain to my daughter that other people exist in the world. That people believe different things. That people have different ethnicities and different religions, different core values. But we all should share some core values: decency, respect, love for your neighbor. Apparently, that's a bridge too far for Joel Webbon. And a man who says, well, it doesn't, it's not about being white. Oh, yeah, it's not about this. While he says, it's not just ethnicities that are different. It's not, he didn't say, I'm not talking about ethnicities. I'm talking about different religions. He says, it's not just that. It's also this. You see, we have the commonality of language. We understand what certain transition words mean and what purpose they serve in a sentence. So when you say it's not just ethnicities, it's also this, they both matter to you, Joel. You vile, disgusting white Christian nationalist who parades your faith like a cudgel, weaponizing Christianity against the downtrodden, against people who are in desperate straits oftentimes. Last clip, and this is him talking about what true revival in the United States, according to Joel, the MAGA pastor, what true revival would look like in the United States if he has his way, ultimately, I guess.
A true revival of the American populace in the heart, what it would then look like in the application, the political, it would look like millions of people being deported.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It would look like mothers getting death row for murdering their children.
So to Joel Webbon, true revival in the United States would look like mass deportation of brown people and the death penalty for women who want to maintain bodily autonomy and autonomy over their own healthcare choices with them and their physician. This is Christianity in the Republican Party, folks. It just is. It's dangerous. And if these people have their way, and they want their way, they will transform our country, our culture. This is what they want. This is their objective. I'm going to talk later this week, maybe this weekend, we'll see, about this same dipshit talking about how he despises democracy. Really promoting the idea that women should not have the constitutional right, protected right to vote in our democracy. He thinks too many people vote. This is what they want. Anyway, I invite you to this conversation. You can click in the comment section below and have a conversation there. You can also call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily at dollemore.com. I want to hear from you. If you appreciate what I do and you want to help me produce these videos, if you want a role in creating these videos, click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. You can also go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I'm on social media everywhere if you want to torture yourself on social media. Twitter, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, at Dollemore is where you can find me. I'd love to see you there. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Be genuine. Take care of one another.